everybody. So Dynamite was last night, and a pretty fucking good show. Pretty eventful, pretty pivotal too. It's definitely something to say. So yeah, let's talk about a pretty great show of Dynamite. So our show actually opens up with Rush Toro Blanco backstage preparing for his match against MJF, and he's just saying, let me talk to you about how important this is for my family, for my brothers, you know, Rush's family. And then Max comes in and he goes, oh what, and slaps Rush. He goes, if you're the bull, I'm the matador. And it's like, oh fuck. And then that starts a bit of a brawl. They get separated, and then it cuts back to Rush backstage just before he's entering, because that was like, you know, a while before, like, you know, oh, this what happened earlier tonight, blah blah blah. And then Rush is getting ready, and then Andrade goes, he goes, Rush, my brother, my hermano, do this for your family, do this for us. Basically saying for everyone who said you couldn't do it. You know, Andrade and Rush have got a bit of a history, so that's really cool. And obviously an LFI. So, yeah, that was really cool to see. Obviously, Andrade with MJF too, so, you know, that whole thing too, he's probably eager for that. But, yeah, after that, we actually got the match. It was opened. I did predict it would open. We have MJF defending his AEW Men's World title against Rush in a match that I thought was great. I thought it was a really good match. I thought the way Max come out in a Matador outfit, that was pretty cool. And it was just, honestly, it was like, it was what you expect from Max and Rush. Was it like a show stealer? No. But it was like, the thing is with it, right, this match is, what you get from Rush, you know what you're getting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's such a weird statement to say, but you know what you're getting from Rush in the best possible way. Rush is so hard hitting. But, like, the Matador, like, it feels like a quintessential good example of what Max is, like, you know, how Max is as a performer. He's smarter, not harder. So, like, you're watching it and, like, Max is dodging, so Rush runs into the steps. You know, a lot of reversals, stuff like that. And that's what I thought was interesting. They really played into that angle of it. Max, as always, makes his opponent look great. Rush looks great. As you know, you don't really need help to make Rush look great, but Rush is great here. And honestly, as an opener, as a title match, it's a pretty good match. It does feel a bit like, let's just get it out the way. And I didn't like that. I didn't like how that was just, let's just get it out the way. I think it could have had a bit more of a build, but hey ho. Rush feels very, you know, hindsight's a hell of a thing. Rush does feel very inconsequential in the sense of it's not about him, which is fine. You know, kind of expected that going into it, which I don't like, but it's how they set it up. But I feel like, I don't know, I enjoyed the match. I did think it was good. I just think the problems stem from it outside of the match. So bell to bell, it was great. It's exactly what you expect. I always enjoy Rush going up against these type of wrestlers. I do hope Rush still continues getting his push. I don't think this is just a thing you just stop so you could, you know, because the Derby run, and then you'd end the Derby run without, you know, without giving Rush his match, even though we claimed for it, and that was clearly the go-ahead, but we give it to fucking Sammy Guevara. Hey-ho! But I don't fucking know. I feel like you should have given this to Derby, but the Max match with the Matador theme, that works. But what I did enjoy was the actual characterization of Rush here. He did seem a bit more stoic. Obviously, he's over. Like, Max in the match is taunting him, you know, he smacks him, he spits at him, and he goes like that, taking the piss out of him. Like, you know, it's a pretty fun match. It is a pretty fun match. It's not one of Max's best, it's not one of Rush's best, but it's just super fucking good. I can't really remember their first match. I remember it existing, but I need to rewatch it. I was going to rewatch it, but just haven't had the time. But as a match, bell to bell, first defense, giving Rush some spotlight, and it went for a decent amount of time too. It wasn't like an hour, but they give it like a good bit of attention. No ad breaks or nothing. Like, it was just all in, ironically, with Rush as well. Rush goes fucking all in. So, and that's what I enjoyed. I thought this was, honestly, really fucking solid. Great way to open. After this, though, Max is attacking Rush after the bell and the Conglomeration run out. Now, I was very happy about this because it sounds so fucking stupid. Obviously, it was Briscoe, Kyle, Roddy. I think Cassidy was there. But Ishii was there, and even Taz like, oh, there's Big Tom. I haven't seen him in ages. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, Big Tom's in this shit. Hell yeah, I fucking love Ishii. But that's what they do. They save Rush and basically call out Max, you know, to, you know, fucking stop it. But after that, the rest of the Conglomeration leave as Max leaves. And Mark Briscoe stays in the ring. And you're like, what the hell? And then Mark Briscoe has a match against Lio Rush. Now, Lio Rush makes his entrance. And it's the rest of the Conglomeration. Yeah, Cassidy was there. So it's Cassidy, Roddy, Kyle, and Ishii. And they're all walking. And Lio Rush is doing their entrance while they're on the ramp. So they all do the thing as the spot last week where they just stayed still. And Lio Rush is doing his... I fucking love him. He's so good. And then Lio, like, you know, they do that, let's not move, and as soon as he passes, he runs. Ishii looks unfazed. I don't know if Ishii stayed still or not. I don't fucking know. I fucking love him. But yeah, that leads us to our next match, Ishii, Briscoe versus Lio Rush. That was pretty fun. It feels like that was the most Lio Rush wrestling focused match we've had since his Blackheart stuff. Now, I love Lio Rush's Blackheart gimmick. I think it's fucking incredible. I don't care. It makes me laugh every time. He knows. That's the way he speaks. But I do think it did kind of stem away from it being wrestling focused and just more comedy and backstage, which is fine. But I like Lio Rush as a wrestler. And then this one felt a bit focused. I liked how at the start Lio Rush was like speaking, doing his old shit, and Briscoe was like Briscoe's a perfect guy to say this. I don't know what it is. Briscoe's a perfect guy to pair with that. Their match was pretty good, you know, as you expect. It wasn't like insane. It was kind of just I feel like the match was just to give us that ramp little segment, but it doesn't. Obviously, Lio Rush does his spots as you expect. He does the donkey run. Taz is baffled by this. He goes, it's like a jackass. And then it just further goes on. Briscoe obviously does get the win. That was pretty fun. It was nice to see Briscoe get a little show up, but that dynamic I really liked. I liked that dynamic. And then after the match, Briscoe grabs the mic and he cuts one hell of a promo, just saying to Max, end of the day, Max, you know, and just starts, I don't even know how to paraphrase it, to be honest. It's just so passionate. It's such a good Mark Briscoe passionate promo. What you expect, claiming his shot, claiming his place, saying that basically, you know, bringing up that he's beat Max, you know, he's scared, blah, blah, blah. And he really, like, honestly, I really implore everyone to watch the promo. It's a great promo. And he just basically calls out Max saying, look, give me that belt, and then his belt, give me the shot, I'll be waiting. And then throws the mic, you know, passionately, and then the crowd erupts. It's like, oh fuck, like, no, we're really going for the Briscoe stuff. I don't really know if they're gonna, I don't think they're gonna do Briscoe if Vandu. I just don't think that's the call. I just don't think that's the right call. But again, the fuck do I know? Either way, as a match, pretty fun. As Briscoe getting his minutes, Lio Rush getting minutes again. It seems like he's becoming a mainstay on Dynamite now, which is great. But honestly, overall, from the Max match with Rush to the Briscoe stuff, it was a nice, good transition. That block of Dynamite felt so connected, and that's what I really like. I like when stuff feels and like has that transitions and stuff like that. That's really good, and I really enjoy that. And the matches were good too. So, and we didn't know we were getting Briscoe and Lio Rush, so that's what made me laugh. I just see Lio Rush is like, oh fuck. Fucking tickles me. He knows. Yeah, it's fine. After this, we actually got Thekla Thekla promo. I was going to say backstage. She's not backstage. She comes through the crowd. So after Briscoe's match, and she's saying, well, and it starts going over everything, and she's going, I got fired from Japan. I did not get fired from Japan. I did get fired from Japan. And she's talking about, like, you know, how she's got to wait for the Owen to find their opponent. And she's obviously bigging up Skye Blue to go in there. And she does say Julia Hart needs to go for the TBS title. No, please don't do that for me. Please don't do that. But, I'm just a hater. But, thingy, yeah, so then Thekla just goes on, and she goes, obviously, she's calling out the Stardom presence, obviously, how that's why she got fired, you know, from attacking him. And she's saying, if I see him, I'll attack him again. She's fucking great. She's on fire, honestly, the run of her career. And then she says, I'm not declaring war on Stardom, but then I am declaring war on Stardom or Japan. And then she gets and then at this point when she's on the ramp, Skye Blue and Julia Hart go in the back and get a big fucking ladder, and she climbs up the ladder, and obviously because you got the Forbidden Door logo on the Tron, she climbs up, goes on the Tron, it gets the ladder right in front of the bit where it says Stardom, it spits on Stardom, so it's like, oh fuck, she's really going after Stardom. The obvious call is, you know, they're really setting up, you know, Thekla versus a Stardom talent. I don't know who. The obvious call would be Kamitani, but I don't think it will be Kamitani. Again, I'm not too versed in the Joshi. I'm trying to get more versed in it. I think the obvious call is the girl who beat Kamitani. Her name escapes me, but she's obviously a pretty big one. But yes, whoever they do, they'll probably set that up in the next week or two. But either way, Thekla declaring war on Stardom is very, very fucking funny. After this, we actually get the Death Riders and Ospreay backstage preparing for his match. Obviously, Don Garcia is going, you got to do this, Will. You know, the last time you messed up. And then Moxley just goes over and goes, what are you doing? He goes, yeah, you're right. I fucking love him. And then Moxley basically gives Ospreay his pep talk, saying, look, at the end of the day, everything that you think you had that remembering that anger towards Mark Davis, let it go. That was a different Ospreay, it's a different you. And then Moxley starts going on about like how he hates the Don Callis family and he hates how everyone's becoming very faction, gang warfare. But he just goes to Will, don't you worry about that. You just focus on your match. I'll deal with that if I have to. So it's like, okay, we know what we're teasing. So yeah, that was it. But I just like the Death Riders backstage. That was pretty funny. You know, I just like Garcia going, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I just fucking love him. After this, we actually get Andrade in a showcase match against, I think it was Vk Vandu. I don't know his name because they didn't put the fucking title card up because they were too busy doing Andrade on the hose fucking spot, which I'm always happy about. But Jesus, show the guy a bit of a title card. He's doing his pose and you can't even see his name. Andrade basically gets him fucked over. You know, hits his finish, what you expect. It's Andrade, real Latino man, gets his spot in before they even fucking do the match. That was great. And after that, he gets the mic, and then he just calls out Max, as you expect, saying, Max, after you beat my hermano, my brother, whoosh, why do you not? And, you know, basically saying he wants his match, you know, saying, hey, you think you can beat me? He goes, you think you can beat me? How you know? You beat the real Latino man. He says that's fucking peak. And then as soon as he does that, Don Callis' music hits, and I was like, oh, fuck. And like Andrade's like, what the fuck? Like, he looks shocked, and you can tell it wasn't planned by him. And then Don Callis comes out, so you're thinking, hang on, is Don Callis gonna like fucking berate him for this shit? Because obviously, part of the family, you know, you think that's something's gonna happen. They're definitely teasing Andrade leaving the family, as they should. And Andrade, and then him comes in. It was him and I think he was with Lance Archer, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Lance Archer, as you expect. He shakes Andrade's hands. He finally goes, Andrade, it's important, but I have something important to say. I have to introduce my new Don Callis family member, Kevin Knight. And it's like, oh, fuck. Kind of out of nowhere, it is Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight does walk out and he shakes hands with Don, obviously joining the family. Shock. Very much a shock. Kevin Knight's now part of the Don Callis family. Obviously turning heel. It's not completely out of nowhere. It's, you know, it was teased last week when him and Don and Kyle had that little moment looking. And that was pretty like, okay, we're definitely setting something up. But to just have it confirmed now was a bit like, okay, we kind of jumped the gun with that. But I kind of like the surprise aspect of it. Like, Kevin just went, yeah, fuck it, let's just go for it. And that's cool. As soon as Don announced that and Kevin comes out and shakes his hand, he does the promo after. Speedball runs out. Speedball's fucking pissed. Like, Speedball's pissed. And that's when him and Speedball have his match. I've never seen Speedball that pissed. This was the match after it's obviously Kevin Knight versus Speedball now. The match was fucking great. I mean, the chemistry, the explosiveness these two have are absolutely, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's like we've seen matches between the two of them before, especially in the C2, and Jesus, they're excellent, and so is this. It's so good. It's not my match of the night because the main event was like insane, but we'll talk about that. Well, insane on other aspects, but this was the chemistry and the smoothness and the silkiness of it. I mean, Jesus Christ. It's like you don't get this match between two other people. You don't. It has to be Speedball, it has to be Kevin. The chemistry them two have is brutally unmatched. It's so good. I mean, I love how Speedball's explosive. Speedball's definitely more aggressive this time. Kevin Knight does struggle, but he does obviously, he's not remaining his composure. That was what's good about it. The height and obviously the gear. It's just, honestly, it's so hard to describe and break down because it's so smooth. And it's so, like, the chemistry those two have with each other is genuinely, like, insane. And they're so similar too, so it's like, that's what they really go for. It's very fucking good. Obviously very high flying, very, you know, it definitely has that personal touch to it, which I really enjoyed. It was a really good match, honestly. It was a really fucking good match. The main thing about it is, during the end, so Speedball goes on the top rope to basically get Kevin out of there. And when he gets basically for the finish, and then when he does that, Don Callis runs up and he pushes Speedball on the top turnbuckle, hitting his balls. And then when he does that, Lance Archer's obviously distracting the ref. Speedball's like, oh, fucked. And then when he does that, Kevin Knight takes him, hits his finish, and gets the win. Which, you know, pretty scummy, but, you know, definitely Kevin Knight's definitely establishing that he's a heel. Kevin Knight does retain. Shock. No one's shocked by that. But overall, fucking great match, honestly. I was going to say pretty good, no, fucking great match, as you expect from the two. After the match, Kevin grabs the mic, and when Kevin grabs the mic, he starts saying, "I gotta cut out the dead weight. Someone who's been with me someone who's been with me throughout the entirety of my AEW career. You know, I need to cut him out." And then Don goes, "Yeah, that's right." And he goes, "Don, don't forget though, the only reason I'm here is for Jet 2 belts." And he goes, "That's right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make you down as the greatest TNT champion of all time." During the match, what I liked is Kevin's got like Speedball in a choke essentially, and he goes to him, "Stay out of this, Speedball. It's ain't nothing to do with you." And it's like, oh fuck, like Kevin's really gone. Like I want to delve more into the psychology of this in the run. Like I want to know why and stuff. I know it's like the thingy, but I don't know why he's joined the Don Callis. I feel like there definitely could have been a bit more. I don't know if I'm a fan of that yet. I don't, but obviously time will tell. But as a match, everything about it, him and Speedball obviously, and obviously the Don stuff, it's a lot. It's a lot, and honestly, I really enjoyed it. I hope Speedball and Kevin aren't done. I think you got to run this back, obviously because the interference. You got to run this back. It was really fucking good. After this, we get the dogs backstage, and they're still milking their 5 second pose stuff, saying we're on good news, and then they're, you know, good mood, saying they're just going to do what they want, and then the Bucks come out of nowhere. Now, this is easily the best match, the best moments of the entire night. So, because Matt Jackson goes like, "Who let the dogs out? Who? And they're just calling out the dogs. He straight up goes to go to them. "I don't know why you're acting so tough over that. Like, the day you call them your tag titles, you're the worst Bullet Club leader of all time, and you're Timu Hangman." It's like, oh fuck. And then Nick Jackson, the best bit, he goes, "I keep asking myself, what the dog doing?" I was watching it like over there, I was jumping up and down. It was fucking incredible. What the dog doing? Oh my god, he's gonna win the world title. It's gonna be the greatest thing ever. But I love how he doesn't get it either. He's just saying it, and it's funny as fuck. But they call out the dogs. It's the best bit of the night. I don't care. And he goes, if you want to settle this now, let's settle it right. You know, we want our tag titles." And he goes, "No, the dogs will act whenever the dogs will act, whatever." And then they walk off. It's fine. I'm not into the dogs. I wouldn't be. I think they should drop their title challenge to the Bucks, but bias. I'm just happy to see the Bucks. And yes, what the dog doing? Fucking peak. After this, we actually get MJF backstage in his ice bath after his match, and he's asking him about Briscoe's promo and saying what he thinks. He says, "No, like nothing's changed. At the end of the day, Briscoe's not a guy you can present. I don't know how he doesn't understand this." And then he tries to dumb it down, saying that's the Triple B. You know, this is the grandest prize in our sport. Not for you, you hillbilly hick. Get out of here, and that's it. And basically that's it. You just keep denying Briscoe. They're definitely building this more and more. There's going to be a point where he has to take it. But I don't know if I want that for Forbidden Door. It doesn't feel right. But whatever they're doing with Briscoe and Max, it's at least enjoyable. That tables and tax match does sell me on this alone. So that's all I'm happy about. After this, though, we actually get our Women's Owen Hart Cup quarterfinal between Alex Windsor and her mystery opponent. Now, this was a shock. This is easily, in my opinion, the biggest moment of Dynamite tonight. The match happened, obviously. The match, Windsor makes her entrance, and then they reveal the mystery opponents, and they played the Tron too early, so that you see the Tron, and it's like, oh fuck, and it kind of ruins the surprise, but everyone, the pop she got was insane. It was Mercedes Moné. I didn't think it'd be Mercedes. I really didn't. I'm not complaining. She looks really good. Definitely a bit more darker gear. Definitely a bit more. She's a lot more dark, a lot more generic heelish rather than arrogant. The pop she got, the CEO chance she was getting was insane. The thrill of Mercedes being back was great. Honestly, I'm so happy that she got that. I'm a big fan of Mercedes, so I'm happy that she got that actual adulation. And the match itself, she looked good. You could tell her and Windsor got good chemistry anyway, right? So it was a good match. If Mercedes didn't look like she was off the ring for that long, it does feel a bit weird that like now she's just back. I honestly just didn't think she'd be back in the Owen. I didn't, at least not this point. And now her being in it, it changes a lot. It changes a lot about the Owen. The match was great. She hits a few free amigos. She's really working that. That was pretty good. She's throughout the match, she's saying, "I'm calm. I've went to therapy. I'm calm." She's really trying to control her emotions. You compare Mercedes before she lost all the belts. She's screaming, you know, all that shit, you know, and that was Mercedes. And don't get me wrong, like Mercedes can do whatever the fuck she wants. She's that damn good. But like during the match, she's going up to Windsor and she's dragging Windsor to the fucking trophy with the belt for the Owen, and goes, "That's mine. You can never have this. You can never have this." She's walking around. When she's doing her entrance, she goes, "Hi, Taz." That was great. I love Taz. Everyone loves Taz. And overall, honestly, it was nice to see Mercedes back. I'm happy. It's a big shake-up. The women's division has missed Mercedes heavily, by the way, like an insane amount. It changes a lot for the Owen, a lot. She does get the win. She does make Alex tap through the statement maker. I don't think it should have been a tap finish. I think it should have been a basic, just the pinfall. A tap finish makes Windsor look, it makes the winner look much stronger. I don't know, I just think the pin wasn't the call. She hits a lot and she looks pretty good. They make Windsor look pretty good too. A lot of the one when she does the flying knees, a lot of free amigos, a lot of strikes from Mercedes. She looks strong and she's hitting with good shit. I feel like she's on the cusp of break, and that's the thing they're going for this character, definitely. They're going for the cusp of, okay, there's no, she didn't even do the dance. She didn't do the dance at all. So, that was interesting. That shows the difference in character. But, she's a lot more serious, but she's definitely, she's calming herself, saying, I'm calm, stuff like that, when she's desperate to scream and stuff. That's definitely something that is going to get looked at more and more, and hopefully throughout the Owen, that's definitely something that we're going to look at more. There is a certain way for the Owen. I don't want to talk about it now, but there's something that could happen with the Owen here. I'll make a separate video on it, I think, with Mercedes. But if it happens, I'm pretty fucking happy about it. But yeah, Mercedes being back, main thing, very happy about it. Really nice return, and honestly, they've missed her heavily, and so have I. She is great. After this, we actually get Don Callis and Okada backstage. That was pretty cool. We've missed Okada since getting beat by Takeshi there. And basically Don's going on about, the Kevin Knight, how he's acquired Kevin Knight. So yeah, the Don Callis, I always acquire talent. When you've got some of the best wrestlers. Because it's just before Mark Davis match, he goes, Mark, by God, Davis. I was like, fuck off. And then he does talk about saying Okada's the best bell-to-bell wrestler he's ever seen. And he says, we're not done. And then Okada says to Keshta, you beat me, but that belt doesn't belong to you. That belt does not belong in a backpack. So we're not done. See you soon, very soon. I was like, oh, fuck. So we're getting it again. And, bro, I've made this very clear on the page. Fucking match of the year already. I don't care. Let's fucking go for it again. I don't care. Yeah. All of the goals. Okada's being back. I thought they were going to declare Okada for the world title, but they don't. So that would have been a bit more interesting for me, because obviously the Andrade stuff, and obviously declared it against Darby. But him against Takeshita again, I've got no problem with that at all. After this, we actually get Tommaso Ciampa backstage. He's just talking about how, where's Chris Jericho? He's at home. Obviously following him attacking Jericho and doing his little promo. The crowd screaming bold while he's backstage. That was pretty funny. And he's basically saying, Chris, you stay at home. And if you come back, don't just know I will be waiting. And I will attack you, essentially. So it's like, or even, yeah, I might even go there now. So I don't know if they were teasing a home invasion angle, but he goes, you stupid idiot. And I'm like, you stupid idiot, I'm from Winnipeg. Fucking all that shit. Honestly, Ciampa could do whatever. I like Ciampa, but I just don't think he should be with Jericho at the minute. But someone's got to, and Ciampa is definitely someone who can make this shit work. However, this time we get our Death Rat, we get our men's Owen Hart Cup tournament, whatever, the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, men's semi-final. Semi-final. With Will Ospreay of the Death Riders, I feel like that's kind of confident to say now, versus Mark Davis, our AEW national champ. Obviously a rematch of when Davis attacked Ospreay's neck and, fucking making him get captured, essentially. This match was fucking great, and it's very... I feel like the common complaint people are going to say, or complaints, to detract from it for whatever reason, is it's going to be very WWE centered. I don't think it is. I think I'll explain why. So I think the match itself, him and Davis, the way Ospreay starts it, ridiculously aggressive, goes for hidden blades, immediately attacks that arm and the leg, because says he's going to attack that arm. Davis has still got the eye patch, he rips the eye patch off and starts hitting him in the face. He's fucking going at Davis straight away, clearly aggression. Then Davis starts fighting back, the strength of Davis, he's throwing Ospreay, you know, doing a lot of slams, shit like that, and that's what I do enjoy. And then that's what it becomes for a lot of the match. Good portion of it is Davis beating the fuck out of Ospreay because of the weight difference. But Ospreay won't say that. Like, there's a point where Davis is hitting him and Ospreay just rises up, don't do it again, do it again. He doesn't do it again. A good Hurricane Rana. Not that Ospreay's out of it. He does a lot of, obviously, you know, obviously a lot of kicks, a lot of dives. I forget the name, the terrible moves names, bro. And then the main thing of the match, this is what I'm saying. So the match itself for me was great. It really was. But there was a point where Davis is going for Ospreay. They're both going for a hidden blade. Well, Ospreay's going for a hidden blade and he's going for a kick to counter it. And he hits the ref, Rick Knox. Rick Knox is down. So it's like, oh fuck. And this is where obviously people can go, maybe Feb pilled. I don't think it is. And after that, Trent Beretta and El Clon! Yeah! El Clon runs out. And El Clon at them to attack Ospreay because Ospreay still lands the hidden blade on Davis. And then when that happens, obviously you assume the Death Rider's going to come out. They do. Garcia and Yuta run out. They attack them. After that, Lance Archer comes out. He takes the pair of them two out. Then Claudio runs out. He takes Lance Archer out. Then Brian Cage come out. He takes Claudio out. And then Pac runs out. Pac takes Brian Cage out. And then after that, it was Jake Doyle. Jake Doyle runs out. He takes Pac out. And then when that happens, Marina Shafir runs out and she goes to attack Jake Doyle, and you're like, oh fuck, you know what's happening. And when that happens, you know, she basically tries to choke him out, and then she's waiting there for him, and then he's attacked, and then obviously Moxley runs out of nowhere. Now Moxley attacks him, and they basically just drags the Death Riders. Matt Pack does a beautiful fucking dive, by the way, like slow motion, fucking impeccable. How that man's human is beyond me. They do that and they drag the rest of the Death Riders up. Pac throws Rick Knox in the ring to try and get the pin, which was very cool as Pac actually. Obviously a bit more storytelling between him and Ospreay's tension following the match where they teamed. And obviously they do that and there's a kick out, and like the emotion at this point is like fucking, it's so razor tight. It honestly, it's incredible. That's why it's so great. After that, what was really cool is, what I thought was actually genuinely fucking excellent, is they wait, because the ref's still down at this point, because at this point they ragged the ref out. What it was Marina Shafir attacked, and then they pulled the ref out, and then Jake Doyle comes out, and then that's where Moxley comes in. There was a bit of a delay, but then when they done that, after that, blah blah blah, they ragged the ref out, all that stuff, and then there's still a thingy, they're still down, and then I thought this was genuinely 10 out of fucking 10. Kyle Fletcher is in the ring, and he's still got that emotion, still that pure hatred for Ospreay, and he's waiting with Ospreay with the screwdriver, waiting for him already to attack. He goes to get the screwdriver like that, gets hold back, Takeshita, it's fucking Takeshita. This was peak. I fucking loved that. I thought that was genius when they done that. Takeshita rags about them two start brawling outside. That was pretty fucking, that was fucking stellar. How they did that. Ospreay and Takesh obviously have a history, but Ospreay and Fletcher's history, and then Fletcher and Takeshita now, fucking perfect. Absolutely perfect. I thought they were going to do something with Okada, but they don't. That was genuinely perfect. There was no notes on that. After that point, they do get, they still start brawling. Davis does have the, Davis has the screwdriver, and he goes through the screwdriver. Ospreay dodges it. And then basically Ospreay hits a Styles Clash, which was sick. And then Davis like somehow kicks out. And then when they do that, because that's when they get Bryce in, and Bryce counts it, but then he kicks out. It's like, oh fuck. Obviously delay counts. And then Ospreay gets lifted up to do a slam by Davis. Ospreay swerves it, does his death ground, his armbar move for submission. And Davis obviously taps, and Ospreay gets the win. The emotion, the pop, everything, the crowd was 10 out of 10 at this point. It was easily the best thing of the night, besides what the dog's doing. But like everything, it was so electric. The emotion was fucking brilliant. I really enjoyed this. I thought this was excellent. I thought the way they handled it, it's definitely, you could say it's overbooked, but honestly the way it was building and the way they're doing the stuff with the Ospreay and the Death Rider stuff, I kind of think that's necessary. And I think the main match of it too was excellent. I don't think any of it detracted from the match. I feel like the match just kind of had this one little segment where they're both down, no ref. Let's just have them take. It's not really. They have one interference, but then obviously it's just fighting off the other interferences. And for the Death Riders with Ospreay at the minute, that makes sense. That works for me. I don't know if I'm just doing a massive cope, not edge cope, but yeah. I really enjoy that. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care. If you think it's fair pilled, I don't fucking care, bro. You know what I mean? WWE isn't shit all the time. But, like, I fucking enjoyed it. I fucking enjoyed that. I really did. I thought the emotion carried it. The crowd carried it. The Death Riders obviously helping Ospreay was definitely something. They don't celebrate with him after. That's what I thought they were going to do. They don't. Obviously, Ospreay is very happy, very emotional. So he's in the final. He starts pointing at the Forbidden Door stand, starts slamming it, really up for it, because that's where the final is. Obviously, we don't know who he's facing. It's either going to be Swerve or Brody King. I wonder who he's facing. But, yeah, and that's the way the end Dynamite. I thought that was excellent. I thought the match was excellent. I thought the moment it added, obviously, the Fletcher Takeshi and Ospreay stuff is fucking stellar. There's no notes on that. And then, I fucking loved it. I really did. I thought those small things. The match itself was great. Davis and Ospreay obviously have great chemistry. I think I was hearing Davis do audibles in the match, but I don't care. I'm sure he said, nice one, Will, mate. I fucking love him. But yeah, as a match, everything about it, this was fucking brilliant. They're obviously going to be teasing more of the Death Riders versus Don Callis Family. I don't care. This was excellent. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that was Dynamite this week. I thought everything, honestly, for the first time in a while with Dynamite, I thought everything had a purpose. I thought everything progressed. And a lot of it didn't just establish what we already knew. And I thought that was good. I do feel like, again, no Adam Copeland and Christian Cage is a bit of a miss. I don't know if it's just like letting Christian heal his hand or whatever. But still, I feel like the tag champions, they're missing them. FTR obviously aren't there. I was going to say no Thekla. Thekla was there. No Statlander or Shida for me was big. That was very big. I thought that was a massive miss. I think we should have got a Mercedes promo, admittedly. And there's a lot of thoughts with the changes they did. Obviously, with the Kevin Knight, with the Don Callis family, that's definitely something. But overall, I thought the fucking card was great. I thought they didn't need that many matches with a lot of promos, but it felt like a good balance. And honestly, it felt like I said with the blocks. I feel like you have the first block, then the outbreak, that had all a nice transition. Then the middle block had a great transition. And the last block, oh my god, I thought it felt absolutely so smooth. The transitions, everything was really well worked. Honestly, it's the best structured Dynamite we've had in a while. And not that it hasn't been well structured, but you get my point. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was excellent. And honestly, on a great form, the matches were great. I can't complain. I thought this was an absolutely stellar Dynamite. One of the best they've done in a fucking while. And that is saying something. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Dynamite this week. Let me know what you thought of the matches tonight. Let me know what you thought of the show. And what was your thoughts on Nick Jackson going, what the dog doing? What was your favourite part tonight? Let me know, because I thought the show was absolutely excellent.